Let's listen to Tedy Bruschi from ESPN's Get Up. His thoughts that the Browns waiting to make a decision on what to do with Baker Mayfield may be the best thing.
Are we really thinking about going into a season possibly without Deshaun Watson to upwards of 6 to 8 games with Jacoby Brissett and a quarterback that's only thrown 17 passes in his career? Are we thinking about that? Because when Deshaun comes back, okay, this is, in my opinion, a roster that can do some special things. So, do you want to be, 2-6? Do you want to be, 3-5? Or with a quarterback, veteran presence with Baker and Jacoby, and you're maybe 4-4, 5-3, 6-2, and now Deshaun's there. It's about putting all these feelings aside and doing what's best to win championships. And if Stefanski can get it worked out, if the Browns organization can get it worked out, the reason they signed Deshaun is because they're desperate. They're very desperate. And so with Deshaun, every time he's there, every year he's there, it should be taken advantage of. Why can't you just do that with Baker and get it right? Give us what you got, Baker. We know this isn't going to work out, okay? We know you're out of here. You know you're out of here, man. But show the league you can still play. We got to pay you money anyway, and we don't want to pay you if you're going somewhere else. Listen, let's try to get these games while Deshaun's out. You show it, you do what's best for you, and then you go on and continue your career somewhere else.
Let's bring in Eddie McDonald from Dog Pound Daily. Eddie, the thought nationally is that Baker can come back and potentially play. The thought locally seems to be that isn't going to work out. Where do you fall on that?
I'm going with the latter on that one. I don't think there's any chance that Baker Mayfield steps foot in Berea at the training facility, practice facility, or in First Energy Stadium this year, unless he is coming as a visitor. I get what Teddy's saying. You want to try and maximize what you have on your roster if and when Deshaun is out. For however many games that is. But we've talked about this on this show, and a lot of other people have talked about on a lot of other shows that I listen to. They signed Brissett for a reason. He's not going to be one to need to start for hopefully not the whole season. He might. We'll see. But he's serviceable enough, especially with this offensive line and this running game and the defense you guys were just talking about earlier that has a potential to be a top 5, top 10 defense in this league this year. I get what Teddy's saying, and I respect what he's saying. But at the same time, I don't think anything in Baker Mayfield or in the Browns want anything to do with each other. So he will go somewhere else. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, he can start his career over. I'll root for him, to have success, but it just will not be in Cleveland.
All right, let me put this to you, and I asked Mac this same question. Does your line of thinking with Baker change if Deshaun Watson is suspended for the entire season? Take it as a worst-case scenario. Say Roger Goodell really drops, the hammer and says you're out for the entire year. It would be similar to what the 49ers did with Jimmy Garoppolo. They drafted Trey Lance, 3rd overall, and he sat and watched Jimmy Garoppolo play, and Garoppolo likely thought it was a one-year deal. If Watson is done for the year, is there any way you think it's Baker Mayfield or no?
Now that changes things slightly. I would give that I'd say about 15 to 20% chance. I don't even know if I'm that high on it, about 15, closer to 15 range. Because we do know what Baker can do. He did a lot of good in Cleveland. He also did a lot of bad. But that is the quarterback conundrum we've been in for most of my life. So, I feel that, if he is, maybe if he is, say they come out this week or next and say, hey, Deshaun's out for the year. I don't know what the appeal process is for that. I don't know if he can appeal that and get it lowered to any game. But if it is, you would have to consider it. But at the same time, I think they know what they have in Brissett and what he can do. And that's why they got him, because he's a similar style player of Watson, not anywhere close to the caliber of player, but a similar style of player where he can use his legs if he needs to, and he can make some throws. But I'd say about 15% chance if Watson within the next 2 weeks is done for the season already. But that's also the risk the Browns were willing to take. And while everyone thinks they're in win-now mode, a lot of their core players are signed for the next few years, including Watson with that mega contract. So I guess it'd be like all right, well, we're going to just have to eat this year and hope for the best for the next 4. But I'll say 15% chance that Baker Mayfield is the quarterback for the Browns if Watson is gone for the year.